This video will teach you how to get a ceramic finish on top of your canvas, how to crackle it in such a way that it looks beautiful. We will teach you how to illuminate the porcelain skin.
Yeah, so we put this inside the frame. I've got these little spacers, they go on the corners. And that way I get the same spacing everywhere. I've got 4 of them. Yeah, time to install it. ¿Está grabando? Yeah, so we put this inside the frame. I've got these little spacers, they go on the corners. And that way I get the same spacing everywhere. I've got 4 of them. We put our spacers in place. So I have to push this down onto the counter and I'm going to shoot it in through so it doesn't move on us. So I want to have 2 layers of fabric. Yeah, I got a roll of Sika fabric finally. Name is FPP30. I think it's called Refuerza. Sika felt. Okay, so there's some instructions here, and it says that it is that doesn't sound good, highly impregnatable. It absorbs cement incredibly well, and it's resisting the tension that can be applied from any direction. That's the sort of the characteristics of this, and it's ready for use. Simple to install and durable. Okay, FPP30 Sika felt. It's quite thin. Once the cement hardens, it gets incredibly strong. So it's not so strong at the beginning, but it gets very strong. So what we're going to do is we have to cover this with cement and then flip it over. And this is a test, 1 meter by 1 meter. It's nice when you're doing projects where you're experimenting, where you don't know what the end result is going to turn out to be. But that's part of this learning process of coming up with new ideas on how to make anything. And the objective is to try to get it as thin as possible. So the objective is to use the least amount of cement to cover the fabric in its entirety. So this is completely covered beautifully, not too thick. Now comes the hard part. We have to flip this over. Okay, this 2-person job. Go, hasta allá. Okay. Yo, looking good. Okay. Sheet number 1, coated on both sides. We have coated the underneath and the top. The next layer does not get coated. You have to basically use the leftover moisture and cement to get this saturated. And what that does is it keeps your fabric a little bit thinner. If I were to put cement on, it'd be harder to do because I have nowhere to do it. So here we go. Mismo lado. There's enough moisture to get this to work. Now we got to coat this side. And the idea is to get this to change from white to actual gray. We're trying to get the cement from the underneath to push into this layer. And you can do it. There's enough moisture and cement to get it completely gray. Look at that. Yes. Okay. Okay, cement. ¿Hay suficiente?
Sí.
Okay. This looks a lot wetter than what it was in the container. There must be extra moisture in the fabric that we dipped. We pre-moistened the fabric, that's why. Okay, so for this experiment, I want to have a colored side and I want to have a cement side. So I'm going to put a nice layer of Blanco Extremo, so extra white. This is a tile grout, and the reason I'm switching to a tile grout is because it has great flexibility. It has to have better flexibility than regular white cement. So I'm going to coat this with the extreme white. This will give you an idea of what it's going to look like. And when I'm going to bend this, it'll definitely start to crackle. And hopefully I can get the color to go inside that. So tomorrow or the next day we'll take this apart, and this will give you a really good idea what this is going to look like. Okay, we're going to finish this up, coating it with a white. So we waited, when we applied this coat onto the last layer of fabric, we waited exactly 6 hours. And the reason I waited 6 hours is because I didn't want this white cement to mix with the gray cement. So it's completely dried out after 6 hours. So I can basically comfortably put this material on without the two colors mixing together. That's why we didn't do it at the exact same time. We waited 6 hours for this to set up a bit so that the white would sit on top rather than mixing in with this material. So we're going to finish this up, and then tomorrow I'm going to do a little test, or the next day we're going to start to bend this, how this behaves when you structurally want to turn it into a three-dimensional shape from a two-dimensional shape. We'll get this. Wow, I love this texture coming all the way across. This will paint really nice, that's no question about it. Yeah, we're gonna make a wooden frame, put this on it. Wow. You can see why I like this. Wow. Okay, we're gonna create a frame for this and then we'll show you the finished product. But that'll give you an idea. I'm gonna wash in some other colors here. And we'll stretch this nicely with some force. Okay, so we made ourselves a frame for the canvas. We've lifted it off the ground, and I'm getting a glue on the back, and then we're going to set the painting into the glue. I just have to get it everywhere. Okay, we're going to finish coating this up, and then we're going to glue the piece in. I'll show you that. Okay, we're going to glue this piece in. ¿Es correcto así? Yeah. Okay, down. ¿Tienes suficiente? Ahí, ahí, ahí. ¿Se va abajo? Sí. Okay. Okay, we'll get this all fastened down below. Success, we got it in place. Got to get all these little spaces glued in. I'm going to put some screws just so this can dry overnight. And first things first is we have to finish all the red. We have to get all the red onto here. And these alcohol-based stains, they go in. They don't fool around. They go deep into the fabric. And what happens is when you put alcohol stain on top of alcohol stain, it actually will take the surface off. So we can lighten up any color just by putting a new layer of stain on top and then rubbing it down. It'll go away and be less powerful. So we're going to finish this up, get this red color everywhere, and then we're going to treat it with the yellow. You can see there is some yellow coming through. The only thing is I can really lighten it up if I come back with a cloth, just to show you how that works. Yeah, we're sealing this so we get all the little pieces that might come off to stick. We're getting all these cavities filled in. Gonna make a big difference when this dries out. It'll look a lot more shiny, and I would say it might look more three-dimensional because this glue is gonna fill in all these cavities and maybe be quite translucent, so the colors underneath will come through and be shining. We just detailed it with these metallic paints from Rust-Oleum. Very nice paints. They do a great job. Just got to make sure to get all these little holes filled in. It's going to dry out very differently. We're making the frame for the painting. I'm gonna paint it black. I always like to have a piece of plywood that I can line up to get it nice and square. So we gotta paint this still, but I'm gonna see if this fits. Yeah. Good measurements. Okay.
long as we get a shadow effect, I'm happy. Okay, this got to be painted, and we're going to lift this up a little bit. I'm going to get these edges rounded off, and then we'll get the painting hung somewhere in the Eco Lodge. Wow, I like this a lot.